This is a story of how one man's vision became one of the biggest brands on Earth, and how he turned his idea into a multi-billion-dollar business. Star Wars isn't just a galaxy far, far away. It's one of the most successful entertainment empires ever built. In 1977, a young American filmmaker named George Lucas released a film that would redefine the business of entertainment. That film was Star Wars. What began as a space opera with modest expectations transformed into a multi-billion-dollar global brand. But behind the lightsabers and starships lies one of the most fascinating business stories in modern media: the rise of Lucasfilm and the making of a cultural and commercial empire. This is the economics of Star Wars, a tale of risk, vision, and business brilliance. In the mid-70s, director George Lucas was known for his work on American Graffiti, which was a surprise hit. But his heart was set on a science fiction adventure inspired by Akira Kurosawa's Hidden Fortress, Flash Gordon, and the work of mythologist Joseph Campbell, particularly his book The Hero with a Thousand Faces. Lucas also incorporated elements of World War II, westerns, and Arthurian legend, as well as some philosophical and religious ideas. Studios were skeptical. Science fiction never have a great box office track record, but Lucas struck a deal with 20th Century Fox. He'd take a lower directing fee in exchange for full rights to the Star Wars merchandise and sequels. It seemed like a minor clause. For Fox, merchandise meant action figures and t-shirts, a side business at best. But for Lucas, it was a long-term bet, one that would change everything. When Star Wars opened in 1977, it shattered expectations, grossing over $775 million worldwide on an $11 million budget. It was the highest-grossing movie of the year, but the real profit wasn't the box office, it was the merchandise. By 1978, Star Wars action figures were flying off the shelves. Kenner, the toy company that licensed the rights, couldn't keep up with demand. Over the next 4 decades, Star Wars merchandise would generate more than $20 billion in sales. It was initially intended as a standalone film, with George Lucas not initially expecting a full-fledged sequel or trilogy to be made. The financial reality meant studios were only willing to take a chance on one movie at a time. However, after the film's massive success, Lucas decided to create an elaborate film serial, developing the concept of a larger saga and adding Episode 4, A New Hope, as the first part of a potential series. The Empire Strikes Back came out in 1980, and Return of the Jedi in 1983. Completing the original trilogy, Indiana Jones as another successful franchise was also launched in early 80s. Flush with success, Lucas founded Lucasfilm Limited, a studio designed to give him creative control and independence from Hollywood's traditional power structures. He didn't stop at movies. Lucasfilm spawned 2 key subsidiaries, Industrial Light and Magic, ILM, a revolutionary visual effects company which would go on to power not only Star Wars but everything from Jurassic Park to the Avengers films. Skywalker Sound, an industry-leading audio production house, the gold standard in sound design. By the late 80s, Lucas wasn't just a filmmaker, he was a tech entrepreneur running a vertically integrated media company. He owned the content, technology, production, as well as the merchandise. Lucasfilm's business strategy revolved around brand extension. Instead of simply making sequels, Lucas expanded the universe through licensed content, with carefully approved storylines including novels, comics, animated shows, and video games. In 1999, after a 16-year break from the last Star Wars, Lucas decided it is time to return with The Phantom Menace, followed by Attack of the Clones in 2002 and Revenge of the Sith in 2005. The prequel trilogy was a massive financial success, earning over $2.5 billion worldwide. But again, the real story was in merchandise. The Phantom Menace alone set records in product licensing and marketing, reportedly bringing in over $1 billion in merchandise sales within a year of release. Though fans and critics were divided on the films themselves, there was no doubt about their economic power. Star Wars remained a force in global pop culture and a cornerstone of Lucasfilm's business. In October 2012, George Lucas made a stunning move. He sold Lucasfilm to the Walt Disney Company for $4.05 billion in cash and stock. Disney acquired the rights to all Star Wars films, characters, and branding, Lucasfilm subsidiaries like ILM and Skywalker Sound, as well as the Indiana Jones franchise. The deal was more than just a content grab. Disney saw Star Wars as a platform, a universe to expand through films, streaming, theme parks, merchandise, and beyond. Within 3 years, a new sequel trilogy was made, with The Force Awakens grossing over $2 billion in global box office. A new generation was introduced to the saga, and Disney's investment quickly paid off. Under Disney, Star Wars became a major pillar of the company's strategy, particularly on its streaming platform, Disney+. Shows like The Mandalorian, Andor, and Ahsoka introduced a serialized approach to storytelling. They helped Disney+ grow its subscriber base while keeping fans engaged between films. Merchandise and licensing continued to flourish. Disney also launched Star Wars: Galaxy's Edge, a themed land at Disneyland and Disney World, blending immersive storytelling with real-world revenue. The business of Star Wars had moved beyond film. It now spanned retail, live experiences, streaming, and global fan culture. George Lucas didn't just create a film, he created a blueprint. He showed that creative control can lead to smart business decisions. Intellectual property is a long-term investment. Merchandise and licensing can outpace traditional box office returns. Lucas's success has influenced modern franchises like Marvel, Harry Potter, and even Minecraft. Today's entertainment economy, built on universes, brand extensions, and multi-platform storytelling, traces its roots back to a young director's bet on his galaxy far, far away. And George Lucas? He didn't just build a movie empire, he changed the way Hollywood does business, forever. George Lucas didn't just create Star Wars, he created a billion-dollar business model. From action figures to theme parks, he built an empire that would redefine the entertainment world forever. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and may the Force be with you.